Guys, what is going on? My name is Ryan. I play chess and put my videos on YouTube. I've got a pretty good game here today. I just recently played it. It was a queen spawn game, and I ended up trading a queen for a circumstance that we'll see later on down the road. But this is a game where everything just kind of came together and went right for me. So the first opening moves here. Unpin that right away. We have pretty symmetrical development right now, and this is where we start to change a little bit. So, if you've watched any of my other videos, you know that I like to fianchetto this bishop here on queen-pawn games. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. My strategy here is to push this pawn right here, and if he takes, I like that a lot, because it opens up my bishop down the road. If he doesn't take, then this guy sometimes gets trapped over here, and that's no good. But we'll just see how the next couple moves go. Bring my rook over here for some future action, potentially. Bishop says, okay, there's no reason for me to take this knight right now. Better move to a active square. I go ahead and take. Takes with the queen, which is a pretty interesting move here. And I immediately have ideas of pushing this pawn. That's all that I'm thinking about when I see this. So we're going to start by... And also, I've got a pretty nasty, my rook is already pressuring this knight now. This is a pretty nasty place if I can get my bishop over here. So he actually drops all the way back, and I carry on through with that. I check the queen here. He moves up one. I take with the rook. Moves up again. I move my rook all the way back down just to, get it in a safe spot. I think all the way back down was probably the best place for it, and now I'm discovering my bishop on this rook over here. Threaten the queen. I just like moving the queen a lot. Comes down. I bring my knight back to where I want it. Brings his knight. I do a little prophylactic move here because I had a feeling that he wanted to put his knight right here, and I just want to close as many lines as I can. So here, I said this about 10 moves ago, but what I'm thinking about right now is this nice little fork. So he gets his knight out of the way, and then I complete the fork. And if you look here, he ends up taking my bishop. He's trapped now. He can't move here, can't move here, here, so it's forced that he has to take my bishop. I take back with the rook, takes my rook, I take the bishop, and I'm up +7. And feeling pretty good right now. Start to get my queen active for the first time. Threaten taking this a3 pawn over here. Make the knight move. Check the rook. He takes it because there's a nice fork right here. If he doesn't take it and just simply moves his rook out of the way, I recapture. And this is a scenario where I almost never trade my queen, but I ended up, saying I'm up so much material right now that 2 minor pieces for a queen. I don't know, is a rook a major piece? I think it is. Anyways, it's a fair trade. I think the queen is worth 8, rook is worth 5, knight is worth 3. So I take here, take, and all of a sudden I've got 3 pieces against his 1 and an equal number of pawns, I believe. I think he might have 1 more than me. But anyways, I think, at that point I was just trying to get pieces off the board, simplify, and then, clean up. I get a nice escape square. If you've watched my other videos, you know that I like moving this g6 pawn more than this h6, simply because it's a nice little slot for my king to move in here. And then sometimes if you move this h6 pawn and your king ends up over here on h7, this f7 pawn is vulnerable. So I just like this. Especially, the dark square bishop is off the board. There's no potential checks or anything. It's a good move. So he makes an interesting king move here. I don't know why he wouldn't, just do g2, but I think it ends up biting him a little bit later on. So I just keep pushing pawns. He closes that line. I protect my rook, get him to a more active square. And this is where he makes a mistake, is by moving the king right here. I see this right away. And these are the kind of tactics you have to be looking for in the endgame. I mean, it's a lot easier when you're up 2 minor pieces, but you have to think to yourself, okay, I have a potential check here. Always got to be looking for checks. I have a check here on the king. Can we make any use of that? And so either this guy moves his rook back or loses a pawn. What he does is a mistake, and he moves his rook right there, and I come in and fork the king and the rook, and that is when he resigned. So that was just a quick fun game that I played recently. I wanted to show you guys it, and hope you liked it. I wish you the best of luck on your chess. Bye-bye.